Good morning, friends of the channel.
Hi.
Franco is already making us laugh today. He's in a good mood, thank goodness. Restyling is also about this. Taking something that anyone would have thrown away, literally anyone, and seeing that spark in it that makes your eyes light up. That is, I don't know how to put it, the fuse that sets off the restyling. Because, honestly, in this exact situation, probably just about anyone would have thrown in the towel. Turn it around slowly, Emma, so we can show it to everyone properly. Anyone else would have simply given up and said, no, but this broken thing here, what on earth am I even supposed to do with it now? It's rotten, finished. Come on, let's turn it again. But instead, we saw the spark here, a truly incredible spark, by the way. Just look at this adorable little handle. This is the original handle. Now they reproduce them, they make them just like this. There's even the insert for putting in the sign. Anyway, I like it rusty like this. But we'll see what to do. So, original handles. A wooden door stop. Beautiful. People used to do them like this, rough and rustic. I like it. But what's even more beautiful is the patina underneath. Because beneath this brown, which they put on as a sort of last-ditch attempt to save it, there's actually, in my opinion, a very special blue hidden underneath, and you can see it from the side. Over the years, someone also worked on it a little bit, because they added a shelf. When you look at this shelf here, you think, what am I supposed to save, right? Look, what am I supposed to save? However, that is not the entire story, because if you see this side, there's an extra piece of the shelf was added, and the original piece of furniture is this one. So up to here I've got solid wood, a solid wood structure, solid wood drawers, which, by the way, are perfectly straight. They are beautiful, haven't even been opened, really lovely solid wood, about 1.5 centimeters thick. There's going to be work to do, yes, but that's what we're here for, right? So, restyling is also this, saving what anyone else would have thrown away. Let's get started. Did you believe it? Let's begin by carefully removing the top section of the top shelf of the cabinet. Unfortunately, we have to gradually lift it up very slowly and carefully to take out the original surface. There are also some nails, so you need to be careful to avoid getting hurt, and you have to remove it step by step. This is the original, authentic piece of solid wood. Look at this. Here it is, absolutely beautiful. Honestly, sometimes I don't understand why they do this thing of covering it up. The good thing is that they've definitely protected the wood from many years of heavy wear. So, actually, the fact that they covered it with this piece of wood has helped us. Now, little by little, I'm removing all this part, and as you can see, the extension is coming off as well. Look, we're already making good progress, Emma. The extension is coming off. Wow, it is absolutely stunning. It has this truly fantastic blue color underneath. Keep going, wow. Break it apart carefully. Just keep breaking it. Go on. We will set this piece of wood aside for now. We will keep it because it could be useful in the future. Here, let's be very careful. Remove these last pieces and take out the nails safely. How do we remove them? We use a nail puller, provided that are not rusted. Let's do a quick test. Here, this is exactly what can happen. The head might just break right off. If it comes out fine, that is okay, but if it does not, we still have something else we can do. I'll use this. It is called WD-40. We have all known it for many years for bike chains, for doors, and for furniture hinges. It's really a cure-all for everything. You can apply a small amount of lubricant where the nail is. It will help lubricate the area, remove a bit of rust, and assist you in pulling the nail out much more effectively. Why are we doing this now? Because obviously, later on we will definitely need to clean it with our bar. especially since this substance is quite oily and we simply can't leave it there if we decide to paint later. So we really need to be extra careful to let the wood drain properly and clean off all the oiliness. But it helps get the nails out without much effort, and that way, we also successfully avoid splitting the wood, because what we want to do is preserve the integrity of the wood as much as possible. Emma gave me the pincers, because of course, that is exactly the right thing to do in this situation. Did you see how easy it was? Voila! It comes off easily now. This is because the lubricating oil contained in the WD-40 helped significantly. Obviously, if there are any headless nails remaining, grab some pliers and do the same thing. They'll come out just as easily as the others. The important thing is not to hurt yourself during the process, so make sure you wear protective gloves. And it's crucial that we don't damage the surface of the wood, because it's essential that the wood suffers as little trauma as possible. Look, see how easily the nails come out once you've used the WD-40. I'll lift this up a bit higher, that way it's even easier for me to work. This specific one won't budge at all. No, this one isn't coming out right now. Let's wait a moment for the oil to work. Two. Let's see about this one that wouldn't come out any other way. Now it's coming out. Last two nails and the job's done. So, thanks to whoever covered this lovely surface over the years, because it's been completely preserved. It's beautiful. The wood is intact, it's not damaged, worn, or dented. Now we'll move on to the next step. We'll remove the bottom. The structure is okay since the solid wood is 1.5 centimeters thick, but the bottom isn't, so we'll take it off. Let's just say this one right here, Emma, even if we accidentally break it, it's perfectly fine. These boards are really rotten. Let's do this side. Very slowly. There we go. As you can see, there are nails here too, and we'll go about it in the same way as we did with the top. Okay, let's take this off as well. Before we get started with any other detail of this piece of furniture, we need to do our bar. Even before putting the back panel back on, Emma rightly said, why don't we go ahead and paint it now so we don't have to struggle later? Clever girl. Also, because we've already cut the new back panel. Obviously, it's a reclaimed piece. As you can see, it's a basic clapboard panel, the kind you find in houses. Obviously, it was removed, salvaged, and we're using it because nothing gets thrown away. We're going to leave the inside raw, just as it is, because it's a nice, pleasant wood, so we won't paint it. On the other side, though, we will paint it, and this will be the back panel. So, our bar on the inside, rinse it, and as soon as it's dry, we'll paint the inside straight away. And then we'll move on with the rest of the restyling. What do you think?
Yes.
How do you do our bar? It's best to remind everyone again. I have about a hand's width of water. Roughly 2 liters. I've already got 2 good washing up sponges, the kind that scrub a bit. I add about a glass of ammonia. If it's 2, it doesn't make any difference, it's really strong. I add 4 to 5 tablespoons of baking soda. If it's a bit more, nothing happens, just remember that. I'll say it again, the amount is important if you want to paint. So if you're painting, make sure you do our bar and rinse as well. Since there's some raw wood here, which we've already vacuumed of course, it's still better to go over it with a slightly wrung out sponge, otherwise the wood will soak up too much. If there were mold spores, be careful, you mustn't use only our bar, you need to use a specific product for mold. Here, there's no mold, the only thing that's not here is mold, and we're absolutely delighted about that. So, we're starting with our bar. I've wrung out my sponge quite well, so it's not soaking wet, and now I'm going to start by cleaning the whole inside. If you clean it well, you'll paint easily and above all, it's purified. A stink bug has already come out. When doing a makeover, it's important to start with preparing the surfaces. The surfaces need to be perfect, clean, beautiful, and smooth. There's no such thing as furniture that's too old when the surface has been properly prepared. Look at how black the water is. And we're only just getting started. Obviously, we do a first wash, then rinse, change the water, and do it again. Let's start by painting the inside, since this furniture still doesn't have a bottom. What are we doing? We'll add a bit of vintage to the Nuit Parisienne. I want to create a mix. I don't want a simple brown, but I am not looking for a black either. I always prefer to use the wall version because it is already loaded with protective coating, so it is highly water repellent and covers the entire surface really well. I don't care at all about having a perfectly uniform color, even if there are some visible streaks here and there. I really like it. I stir it very, very well and voila, this is the shade I've achieved. Look. It's a very serious and steady shade. Very deep. Of course, I usually leave it slightly light because I really like the natural wood grain to still show through beautifully. It's always nice, since there's wood, to pay tribute to the wood. Now Emma and I will carefully paint the whole inside, and then we'll move on to the outside. When you're faced with a piece of furniture like this, knowing which technique to use really makes all the difference. I could have taken my sander and sounded it down, but I would have made a lot of dust and I would have ground away the layers, which I don't want to do. I want to keep them and make them, let's say, an integral part of the final look of this piece of furniture. So I decided to use a heat gun and a scraper that scrapes, but not too much. This scraper does several things. It can even remove nails using this little hole, if you don't have anything else. You can clean out your brush using this groove, and it's quite a handy tool. And it has a very hard blade, harder than our usual Geppetto scraper, so it helps me achieve this result. So, what do I do now? I heat it up. I make the 2 layers of paint sizzle, which are different because on top there's a brown lime-based paint, and underneath there's a brown enamel. What happens then? The lime paint doesn't sizzle, but the enamel does. So with the heat gun, I make the layer underneath pop off. But the real surprise is in the base, because if you come and have a look here, you'll already notice in a small spot where I did a test that the base has been tinted, watercolored, with several shades of green and blue, and it's really wonderful. And for me, bringing out this patina, this is the second side that's coming out. Look here. Look at what happens when it crackles. This is the real mission today. So I'll remove everything that doesn't come off by crackling with the heat gun. I'll get rid of these paints that are a bit blocking this beautiful patina to come out, and let's see the result. I'll show you how it's done. I've got a really cool heat gun because it has an adjustable display, and right now it's set to 495 degrees. You can set the temperature. You can manually set it to 300, 400, or even up to 600 degrees. This way, you can calibrate it, especially when you need to figure out how much power and heat you need. Like here, look at what's coming out. Gently. In some spots, a beautiful turquoise green comes out. In some others, there's blue. It's really lovely working on the layers and bringing the old patina of tones back to light. It's a real shame to cover up something like this. So now, bit by bit, I'm going to work through this job, which is honestly very soothing and really relaxing. In some areas, I'll even leave a bit of brown. I won't remove it all, and especially in some places where there's this crackler, I'll keep it. Naturally, I let fall everything that simply wouldn't remain on the surface. Look here. The brown underneath, it's wonderful to see. But remember, I don't remove everything. In some spots, I leave a bit of brown antiquing, like here. I really like it a lot, and I work my way down. It's a technique you can obviously only do on furniture with these specific features, with this specific type of finish. Give it a try. I've put on a mask because it's better that way. I thought it wouldn't go everywhere, but actually everything that falls does fly, and it's better not to breathe it in. In some areas, I heat it more, in others less, because I want to scrape off less. If I wanted to scrape off more, I would just need to get closer to the surface and do this. See? Almost immediately and automatically, I can enhance and bring out the rich base color because the surface begins to sizzle and crackle. Look! It sizzles and obviously melts the paint underneath. This way, I remove the brown. To work better, I think I'll put the piece of furniture horizontally. I can exercise much more control over the pressure I apply. And so, it's beneficial and effective to work like this because you're fully conscious of what you're doing, and it's significantly more manageable when it's horizontal. A coarse abrasive sponge, and I lightly smooth like this. I just want to remove a few pieces that would fall off on their own, but I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to remove too much. I use the abrasive sponge just a little bit to smooth things out. That's it. I always keep it close by, all the time, so I can really understand how to adjust myself. The remedy for everything, Leggendaria Wax. Now you need to stay really close, and Franco, you have to film everything I'm about to do from up close, because there are so many nuances, so many patches, which are incredible here, and here as well, which I obviously kept, because I wanted to, and there will be all sorts of blends of tones coming out. So stay close, right up close, because you have to see this. The drawer is the best part, so I'll start from here. Look how the aqua green becomes so vibrant and bright. Here we get these rusty tones that are beautiful, absolutely stunning. In the end, I didn't want to take the handles off. I left them there because they're really lovely, they're original, so I didn't remove their patina, even though Franco wanted to. Wouldn't you? Look just how beautiful, bright, and lively this part becomes. And the contrast they've created on the top part is really lovely. You can tell they'd run out of the base color, the blue. They had a turquoise, so they used that instead. But now, so many years later, just look at this spectacle. Now let's go over here and start working on this part. I'll start from the side and then bring you over here where all the tones are mixed together. As you can clearly observe, you'll see it take on a slightly darker appearance for now, but once the paint and wax are dry, they will create a beautiful and rich tone. Look here at how this turquoise turns out. It will be velvety. You absolutely won't feel any splinters, nor other problems. It will be a very pleasant patina. Come over here. There are all the colors. There's blue, turquoise, light brown, dark brown. They're really all here. The important thing is to properly protect the surface, both horizontally to allow the wax to penetrate deeply into the fibers of the patina and the wood, and then vertically to hydrate and smooth it. This part is absolutely wonderful as well. I'm in love with this little cabinet, and I'm absolutely delighted to have saved it from the landfill, because that's where it was headed. Here, where all the old, encrusted paint is, it's beautiful, and here, where it was flaking off, come and have a look. You can feel the roughness, but it's nicely stuck on, because I've obviously removed what was coming off. What needs to stay attached is here. Look at this, how lovely it is. This is proper flaked paint, a crackler effect, and it's stunning. Let's go over here to this beautiful spot. Look at that. Look at that. Wonderful. What else could you possibly want? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The wax will definitely need to be massaged in. I'll do that in a few hours, and it will certainly protect this patina for a very long time. If, due to the dryness in your home, the patina starts to, let's say, shift, just apply another coat of wax straight away that will reseal it. But this might only happen after years as you turn on the stove or the radiator, which really dry out the air in the house and also dry out the wood, which can move. In that case, you just apply a bit more wax, revive it again, protect it, and it will be perfect for a very long time. I'll show you this side as well, because it's completely different. I didn't even use the heat gun. I just used the abrasive sponge by hand, and now look at this truly incredible texture. Over here, we've got another beautiful shade, and right here, there's turquoise and blue, but look how nicely it has chipped. Amazing! If you look down, you can really see the division. Here it's blue and here it's turquoise. It's fantastic. That's it. The more I stroke and pamper it, the more I love this piece. It'll be hard to sell. Right now, I like it way too much. I keep applying wax, pampering it, enjoying it a bit. And then we'll see each other for the next step. Let's add the label. Very vintage. I couldn't write anything else on these two labels, also because it will be for sale and the person who buys it will decide what to put in these two labels. I already like them a lot just as they are. It's the essence of this piece of furniture, so a truly original vintage, simply restored to its original splendor with all its years. Now, as always, Emma and I will show you how it looks in a home setting. This restyling is finished as well. Today I wanted to show it set in an environment because I realize it's fun for me, having created something like this, and it's fun to imagine for you too, in case you come across a piece like this in some attic or cellar. But then the question you ask yourself is, can I actually put it in my home? Can I make it fit in with my decor? Or a dealer might wonder, can I actually sell it? Well, the question you should be asking is, are all homes the same? There are homes that are more classic, homes that are simpler, more, let's say, Scandinavian style, where everything is very clean-lined, very smooth, very functional. And then there are also homes where everything is very modern, and a piece like this would really make a difference. I've placed it in a warm setting. This is a part of my own home. So you can see that even in a very classic and historic environment, it can look good, because all it takes is pairing it with a distinctive piece. like the golden giraffe that Stefano insisted on having, or even just a simple vintage painting with a gold frame, and it can completely change the look. So, please, when you're out and about, or when you go down to the cellar and come across pieces like these, with lots of layers of paint, don't throw them away, because they are real gems. Now I'll say goodbye and remind you that the products I've used in this tutorial can be found on the website magicpaint.it. You can choose whether to buy them on the website or go to a retailer, which you'll obviously find listed by region on the same site. Also, you won't find these products on Amazon. Never. Goodbye.